Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Oh, and I have to say, Jim, this before I went through all that I actually went through, I would probably never do something like this. I'm not one to speak and tell people or anybody my innermost thoughts. I used to be more like, I just sit there and agree and just be like a people pleaser. And so this is a big thing for me, and I'm very, very happy to do it. It's like to be called a success story is like a huge thing because of where I was and where I am. It's just amazing. And Jennifer is still incredible,
Yeah,
incredible.
she's
In
good,
your
yeah.
whole program, everything is. So,
But
okay.
can you tell me about your struggles with anxiety disorders, such as when it started and how it affected you and what you did before you came to us?
Okay, well, to be honest, I really didn't realize I was struggling with anxiety disorder. I just thought I was very sick and to the extreme that I was just going to die. And now looking back and working and learning, my anxiety disorder started in about 2002. I had symptoms from not being able to swallow to numbness everywhere to feeling practically every single bodily function and reaction in my body. All I remember saying to everybody was like everything that I put in my body causes a reaction or a symptom, and that my body was rejecting everything. Like there was just a response to everything, and I felt everything from hot flashes to, I could actually even feel the food, the little bit of food that I was eating, like literally traveling down my esophagus and landing in my stomach. Or it was awful, awful. And then my symptoms actually became nonstop, and they literally like just overlapped each other. And I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I started to research all the symptoms, and I was running to the doctors most of the time with no appointment and just demanding to be tested and going to the ER so many times. I would even just call the ER, and they would say, I can't give information over the phone. I can't, help you over the phone. You have to come into the ER. And, they ran hundreds of tests, and every time they would say, oh, great news, your MRI is normal, you don't have MS, or great news, your blood work is perfect, you don't have lupus, or, great news, your heart is healthy. I would cry every time that they would say, this is great news. I was just like exhausted and just wanted to find something that was causing all this. And I just wanted to get answers, and I knew how I felt, and I knew that something just wasn't right. And then at that point, I just felt like I was going to die, and my thoughts all of a sudden became all over the place. And well, I guess they kind of were all over the place through it all. And I just kept feeling that I had to find the answer, and that I knew something was wrong, and that the doctors were wrong. And all through this, I would write everything down. If I ate like a piece of cheese and I got, a stomach ache, or if I drank some hot tea and I could feel it, going down my throat, the heat, I would go in the jacuzzi and I would become numb, trying to relax. It just felt like I felt so hopeless and trapped, but nothing that I did made me feel better. And I started to, I actually at that point stopped going to the doctors, because then I felt when I would go to the doctors, my symptoms would even get worse. So it was just, I just didn't know what to do or how I was going to get better. And then I started writing notes to my husband and my sister and my brother that if something happened to me, and no one knows that something was going to happen to me, and that no one knows what this is, but I knew something was wrong. And I said that I never wanted to be resuscitated, and I wanted just to let me die, and that I loved everyone, and that it was the best thing for everyone, and I didn't want to be, I went so to the extreme. I was like, I didn't want to be a vegetable, and I didn't want to be put into a hospital, and I just couldn't understand how anxiety could cause all this. Like the anxiety I knew was, okay, you're in a situation and you get nervous, or, you get hot, or not just when you're sitting there and these symptoms start popping up, or if you eat something and it starts happening. It's just, it was awful. It was awful. And then, I dropped a lot of weight, and my husband and my sister found you guys. And at that point, I, said, well, I'll give it a try, and I started to talk to Jennifer.
Before we talk about your work with Jennifer, you mentioned some of your symptoms. So what do you think were your worst symptoms?
My worst symptoms. God, I felt like all of them were the worst. Like, at times it was like I was having a heart attack, the numbness, the shooting pains. They were just, all of them. I at some point I was just so exhausted from all of it that I literally had passed out. Like, it was just so, it was actually hard to distinguish where the symptoms were because it was everything. Worst symptom, every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. I would get this pain under my under my breastbone, and it would have me doubled over in so much pain, and that I would shake, I would cry, I would be running to the bathroom, I would be vomiting. It was just I would say that was the worst one. Well, I should say mostly the most memorable one, too, because it sent me to the hospital so many times. I couldn't even go out and enjoy a dinner. I would run home, and because my face and my whole body was like all red, and I would be shaking, and my mother-in-law was like, "What's the matter?" And I actually started to take Benadryl because I thought I had high histamine levels in my system. Like, that's from the research I was doing from just the symptoms. And they were all bad. They were all bad, all of them.
And so then, as you started to connect with Jennifer, so what kinds of things did you find interesting in your first sessions with her?
Well, very early, I thought, oh my God, she understands like, I'm getting answers. She's exactly answering my question that I've been trying to have answered, and asking doctors, that I'm getting all these reactions and feeling all these symptoms. Like, she actually, it totally clicked with me, and I understood it, and it made sense, and I was relieved to hear her explanation as to how the body works with all that stress, and that, of course, made me even trust her. Well, probably at that point, I guess I was skeptical, of course, but, I was like, it really perked up my ears and said, you know what, that's the answer I was looking for, even though I didn't believe it until, as we kept working together, then I really believed it more and more and more. But she helped me. She helped me with all her reassurances and going over it and saying that, these are the tools that can help you. And she started to, things that she was teaching me, and then everything was starting to fall into place. I was starting to see a little bit of results, and with, then I would hit a bump, and or like it would all happen again, and then I would say, well, this can't be it. Why is it coming back? And questioning it. And she explained to me, you'll have these bumps, and the bumps will get, the time in between, they'll get longer and longer. And she was right. She was right.
Yes,
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe at the beginning that, anxiety can actually cause us to feel so bad, hey?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God. When I say she saved me, she saved me. Your whole program and her patience and her sweet, loving voice, everything. I told her things that were so off the wall, and she never judged me or nothing, and she really, she helped me. I feel like I have recovered 100% in a sense that at any time I know that I can experience another bump, but yet I'm so comfortable, and I with the knowledge that I now have, I know that I'll be able to handle it. So I guess I would like to say I'm fully recovered, but I know that anxiety creeps in and pokes its head in,
Yeah.
no matter when it is. But I'll know what it is, and I feel comfortable about being able to handle it.
Oh, super. And have all your symptoms gone now?
Yes. Now and again, I'll feel a little thing or two, but nowhere's near like before. Nowhere near.
Right.
And I just realize it, and I just keep moving, and they're gone.
Oh, super. So do you feel you've, again, regained your life back?
It's a total understatement. Total understatement. I've never been happier, and I feel like where I am today, I don't feel like I was even living before all of this happened. I never enjoyed the simple things. I have so many more hobbies. I have so many more likes. I have more of an opinion. I feel so good on the inside and on the outside. It just is so, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I enjoy things. I am totally living my life.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what about, do you have any final comments for any of our listeners?
Yeah, I think that I would like them to know that they're not alone, and that my story and my journey has brought me out of hell and into an incredible life. I think I'm a better mother because of all this happening, and I think it's totally possible, which I never thought it could be, that you can have a great life and be yourself again, but even better. And that, you're worth it, and that you're strong. And then I believe that with all my heart that if you're actually listening to this, you've already taken the first step in your recovery. And to please let, Anxiety Center do what they did for me, for you.
And I have to say, too, I just want to congratulate you on your hard work. I think it's just a wonderful testimony of your character. I mean, a lot of people see anxiety people as being weak. We're not. We're extremely strong and tough and resilient. Yeah. We have to face our worst fears and work through them, where a lot of people don't. So, for those who are thinking that, there's something wrong with me, I just completely reverse that. It takes strength of character, intelligence, and willpower to work through this, but we can all do it. And I just want to commend you, too, for your hard work and for, again, your willingness to share your testimony with others, because when you're struggling, you just need to hear that you can get through this, that there's hope. And I think it's wonderful that you would be vulnerable enough to share your story with others who are listening.
Thank you. And I'm honored, too. I'm honored. Thank you. I can't believe it worked, but it totally did. And I will be forever grateful. And, yeah, you guys, telling you, you're great. You're great. And I appreciate all those kind words that you said about my character. And it's nice, because when you feel at your lowest, you don't feel that way at all. You feel that you're very weak, and it's true. You're not. You're not. You're very strong, and but thank you.
You're more than welcome, and thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome.
Well, it was a great pleasure chatting with you.
Yes, you too.
All righty.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good night.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.